Welcome to Work Talks Daily. This kind of exam podcast, the episode of Work Talks Daily podcast. Recently, one of our students took the exam, IELTS exam, and got 6.5. We're gonna talk about a lot of things, like the best aspect of her IELTS exam and everything. So, Sevinch, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. How are you
Thanks.
today?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. We are privileged to have you on our podcast. So you got 6.5 in IELTS. So how was your exam?
Okay. When it comes to my IELTS exam, I took a test last year
Okay.
in October,
Okay.
and at first I didn't have any hesitations or kind of feelings.
Okay.
But after taking exam, I just kind of feel that I satisfied with with me. And at first we did listening, and that was not hard to find some words and answers. But reading, as you know,
A little bit tricky, a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody knows it's kind of tricky to find answers, but writing was great.
Okay.
And that was writing was 6.5.
Okay.
And the reason why, because I had the idea when I saw the topic.
Okay.
And I wrote down for both of topics. And yeah, that is so good.
What was like the best aspect of listening? Listening it was, right?
Yes, listening was 7.
Okay.
Because I like to listening this kind of stuff, podcasts, and also that's why I think listening was higher.
Okay. How did you okay, listening higher than other aspects, but how did you improve it, your listening? So by like different kind of strategies, like what kind of strategy did you use while you're preparing for IELTS?
I used a lot of ways for enhancing my listening skill. For example, I watched Friends serial, as you know, everybody knows, and everybody likes to watch this kind of sitcoms. And I watch it, and I also prefer to listen to podcasts. And there's a lot of podcasts.
Well, what kind of things you can learn when you listen to the podcast?
I learned a lot of new words and new phrases, and I also imitate them after watch them.
Okay.
So and I wrote down some
Expressions.
words, and also translate into Uzbek, and it kind of helped me to improve my listening skill.
Okay. What is your favorite podcast when you are preparing for IELTS?
Okay. I think
All yours English?
All Ears English, yes,
Okay.
you found. All Ears English, my beloved one, and I listened a lot rather than other podcasts.
Okay.
And because it's their accent is American,
Okay.
As you know, I love American accent, and I also love the way they pronounce the words, and it's kind of helped me to improve my speaking skills also, and also listening. And yeah.
So that's why, okay. But to get, I think, 7 in listening, I think you have to get used to different accents. No,
Yes.
not just American, British and Australian
yes.
as well too. I think the all-time favorite podcast would be Joe Rogan. I think you heard the Joe Rogan Experience, right?
No, I didn't hear a lot, but I know that my brother heard a lot, listened to this kind of podcast a lot in Spotify. And even at first, when I started to learn English, I didn't understand anything when I listened to this kind of podcast, because he speaks a lot, and also I didn't interested in this kind of podcast because they talked about sports, UFC, this kind of stuff. And my brother interested in, but not me. And I found that All Ears English is the best one. And there's also 2 characters, Mashal and Lindsay.
Lindsay,
yes.
yeah.
They are so kind, and I just kind of like their pronunciation.
Exactly, and then they talk and they try to lighten up the atmosphere, that the quick jokes make fun of, so make the podcast very, very interesting. Especially then they will give advice about IELTS journey as well too. Like there is another podcast called IELTS Energy, I think. IELTS Energy. It's very, very kind of useful. Okay. What kind of suggestions, for example, if the person they don't like watching movies, they don't like listening to podcasts as well too. What kind of like tips you can give to the test takers to improve their listening? Exactly. Is there any the ways better than listening to podcasts and watching movies?
I didn't know about the way of ways for improving listening skill, but because I practiced 2 ways,
Okay.
watching movies and listening to podcasts. And
how about this one? Like attending speaking clubs, because when you talk
Yes.
people and you will try to understand,
Also,
comprehend
definitely they can help them for speaking also, and also listening, because you know what, I love one thing in Mubarak IELTS, because there's always speaking clubs and teachers and students talking to them in English and also Russian sometimes.
Okay.
And I love this moments, because
To
I'm
improve
I'm not attending class right now.
Okay. But still you miss these moments, but you
Yes, also,
try to.
I
Okay.
miss teachers, also students, my classmates.
Okay. Thank you, Sevinch.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you very much, guys. And if you want to improve your listening, and if you want to make your learning English the thing, make it more interesting, and come to Mubarak IELTS and join our speaking clubs. Thank you very much.